Hey everyone, welcome back to RetroBreak. Today we're taking a look at another emulation handheld system. This time it's called the Powkiddy RGB10 Max3, and your guess is as good as mine as to what that actually means, but here's what it looks like. Basically looks like a yellow PlayStation Vita with some controller grips on the back. I don't think this one's an Android emulation system, but let's turn it on and see what it's all about. So before we switch it on, let's take a quick look at the design of the system. It uses the Nintendo style button layout, which I think is really good. So A is on the right, B is on the bottom, Y is on the left, and X is on the top. Start and select are in the right place. We have L1 and L2 and R1 and R2 on the back, so we have nice triggers. They are digital triggers, not analog, so they only press down once, but for retro games that doesn't really matter. We also have power and reset there, and we have volume buttons. And for some reason this seems to be a theme with these sort of systems. The volume buttons are actually the wrong way around, so you have volume down on the right and volume up on the left, and I have no idea why that is. If anyone knows why they're the wrong way around like that, please let me know down in the comments below, because it's something I've seen with a lot of these. We also have two Switch Lite style analog sticks right there, which feel quite nice, and a D-pad, which also feels kind of nice, and I think we have a microphone there as well. And then on the bottom we have two micro SD card slots, and this comes pre-installed with a 16 gig card there with the operating system on, and this game card on this side is 128 gig, and that is filled to the brim with a variety of different retro games. We also have a USB port there, and an OTG port for transferring files, I believe anyway, and a headphone socket, and a micro HD slot there as well. So let's get this turned on and see what it looks like inside. And as you can see, with a lot of these systems, it does take quite a while to boot up, which is a complaint that I have, and so far none of these emulation systems have actually booted up as fast as a regular, old Nintendo or PlayStation. So yeah, very slow to boot, and you might have noticed down there that I actually put it on quick boot, which should boot it up faster, but it didn't really seem to make any difference whatsoever. So there's over 20,000 games on here, which is just insane. And as we go across, you can see all of the different systems here. Exactly the same list of systems that you'd expect to see on any of these different consoles, but I will say I really like this menu. It's a lot nicer than the ones that I've seen recently on the Miu and Anbernic handhelds, so it's a really nice change of pace to get a really nice looking menu right out of the box. So let's try booting up a system. Let's try Mega Drive here. As you can see, it's got Genesis games listed there. I don't know what that means. PTBR, 103 games. No idea what that means. And featured games, and there's a bunch of games in here as well, and there's also this massive list. So let's see what they have in featured games. Of course, Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's start with Sonic 1 and see how this looks on here. Again, took a while to boot up, and by default the screen is stretched horribly, and it also has scan lines turned on, but let's see how it plays. So in terms of how it plays, it seems perfectly fine. No slowdown, no weird sound issues. So let's see, I think by pressing both of these sticks in, yeah. So it's using RetroArch in the background as expected, and I've used this a million times, so let's just change the screen settings so it actually fits the screen properly. There we go, so that looks more like how you would expect the game to look. And actually it looks and plays really good, so I'm very, very happy with that. But as this is designed like a PSP or a Vita, let's check out some of those games. So I think you can press the R on there to go back to the menu faster than resetting it through the RetroArch menu. So let's see if this takes us back to the main screen. And this is running something called Gel OS, which I don't think is anything I've come across before with any of these systems. And again, like you've done in the comments on some of these other videos, let me know if there's any custom operating systems which are worth installing, which are better than these official ones, because this one seems very, very slow. Let's go and see whether we can find PSP. I don't know what order these are in, so there's PSP there. And we have a massive list of games here. Let's try a racing game. Let's try Need for Speed Most Wanted. Okay, the controls are weird, but that's more the game than the emulator. It seems to look and play perfectly fine, so overall, currently at least, I have no complaints at all. Apart from this game being a bit janky, but yeah, that is not a problem with the system. Definitely the most impressive out of any of these handhelds that I've tried so far in terms of things just working straight out of the box. Do I have any sort of nitro? Yeah, there we go. Whoa, look at me go, sliding across all over the place. Very strange controls on this, it's very, very slippery. Oh no, the police are after me. So let's check out what options we've got in the operating system itself, because that's always interesting to see, like different themes, different default settings, things like that. I do wonder what that quick mode did. I turned that on the other day when I was looking through it. It doesn't seem to have made any difference to anything, as far as I can tell. So I think if you press select, here we go, we've got some options here. We have different songs, as you can see it comes pre-installed with a bunch of game music. Launch screensaver. Okay, that actually just turns the screen off. Restart emulation station and shut down. So there must be more settings somewhere. There's a quick search. There is no touchscreen. That's something I wasn't sure. Start. Okay, we've got a different menu here. So let's see what's in here. We have game settings, where you can choose the default aspect ratio, which is good. Default filtering options. I wonder whether you can do these by system as well, because obviously some systems you'd want in 16:9, but not other ones. Default integer scaling, shader lists. So that's really good. AI game translation, that'll be interesting to try out. Per game configuration, yeah. And retro achievements as well, that's good. And internet settings. And we have all the game collection options, so I guess how the games are displayed on the screen. Now system settings, time zone, clock format, screen brightness. That might have helped earlier, so you can see it a little bit better. Gamma, contrast, basically all the different settings you could want, really. There's a lot on here, a lot more than some of the other systems I've looked at. UI settings. There's the different themes. Let's see if it applies it straight away. Yeah! Oh, that's nice. You can see more on the screen at once there. So there's one of the other themes. Actually, really impressed with this. Usually with these I'm a little bit apathetic, but yeah, I really think this is a good choice. There's another nice screen overlay there. Let's see what else we've got. So that was UI settings. There's a bunch of different options there, and for game list options too. Controller options, and it looks like you can also use Bluetooth controllers. There's some of the sound settings there. Network settings, I guess for running retro achievements and for playing games online. And cloud services too, interesting. Moonlight game streaming. Someone in a previous video told me what that was for. That's for like streaming your PC to the handheld. And Scraper is where you basically scrape a database to get all of the different these things, basically with the box and screenshots and things like that. So let's check out something else powerful. Is Dreamcast on here? Yes. Let's check out the Dreamcast. And we can try... Let's try Code Veronica. One of the best games in the Resident Evil series. Nice, well the intro seems to run at full speed. Obviously it starts in widescreen, which isn't ideal. And you can tell it's like a copied game because it has that weird extra logo under the Sega logo, which I'm very familiar with. Explicit violence and gore, exactly what everyone wants. Apart from advertisers. So let's start a new game here. It looks really good. I will say the screen is extremely reflective, a lot more so than some of the other ones. Like, I haven't got my lights on that bright, but you can hardly see the screen at all. And I guess I need to adjust some of the brightness and contrast settings. But in terms of the frame rate, it seems fine. And there's no audio glitches or anything, which is always good to know. So if you want to play some Dreamcast games, this seems like a really good way to do it. And again, that's running through RetroArch by the looks of it. I think we'll end the video there for a quick look at what this Powkiddy console can do. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below, and if you want to get one for yourselves, there'll be an affiliate link down there to Mech DIY, who very kindly sent me this over for review. So thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more of these emulation handheld videos, then click the playlist up there and watch some of those next. Goodbye.